What is up, YouTube? Back again. It's been I don't even know how long, couple weeks or something. Since the last time I said anything, I have had the truck out on the road. I didn't get any videos, and I apologize for that. It was just a couple short little polls with my dad. He was data logging it and tuning it. The transmission's working wonderful, shifting good. The stalls, I love it. It blows the tires off, or it did. But yeah, all that's good. For those who don't know, it's just a 1500. It's a 2005 1500 extended cab. It has a CAM 5.3 in it. It has a 4L80 swap with a 3800 to 4000 stall Circle D converter. I had a guy comment the other day and asked me what yoke I used. It's just the stock 4L80 yoke with a Moog. I forget the number now. It's just an adapter U-joint, and it lets you adapt your the stock 4L80 yoke to the quote-unquote 4L60E drive shaft. So two of the caps are different sizes than the other two. So you just put the U-joint in there, and it lets you use your stock drive shaft. You don't have to cut the yoke down, or at least I didn't on an extended cab. There was at least like 2 inches of travel in there. After I bolted it back up, it all worked good. The trans was shifting good. After we did a segment swap, we segment swapped it with the 2005 HD. It was all good. Last Tuesday, I drove it to work after my dad and I data logged and tuned it all weekend. It was running good. I could shift, and the truck wouldn't die anymore. Obviously, after you put a big cam and stuff in your truck, you have to tune it, and I'm not exactly sure what you have to do, but my dad does, and it was working good. But yeah, so I drove it to work last Tuesday, and like I said, we've been driving it all weekend. Good. It was working good, performing well. It was, like I said, blowing the tires off. Like, just from a launch, you put it to the floor, and like you couldn't get it to stop spinning. But I drove it to work Tuesday. On the way there, it was all good. Everything was performing just like it was in the weekend before. I went to take it to lunch. I drove it to the restaurant, which happened to be Subway, and got my food, came back out, and it was like the motor was locked. It was just locked up. So my dumb ass just kept doing it, and it eventually freed up and started up. But obviously the guy that sold me this engine either lied to me about the mileage or the oil pressure that it had before, because there was a very, very distinct, like, it wasn't a knock, but it wasn't a tick either. It was somewhere in between. And yeah, now she sits right here, obviously upside down. And I'm gonna try to show you guys what our deal is here. We had it on the lift out at my dad's shop, and I've already diagnosed the problem. But we since got it, excuse me, out here to this shop, my shop. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull this rod cap off for you and show you what we're dealing with, because it's definitely unfortunate. Yeah, whoop, dropped a bolt there. About to drop the other one, drop both of them. Yeah. Where's my bearing, right? It's right here, guys. You can see it. So yeah, I spun a rod bearing. Obviously, these aren't the isn't the firing order. I'm just labeling them from front to back. But yeah, we spun a rod bearing, and that was obviously the tick or the knock-ish noise that I heard. Super unfortunate because I've seen numerous videos of these people putting 20 plus pounds of boost to these LS engines, stock bottom end, and just not having an issue. But my NA truck wants to spin a rod bearing. So yeah, let's see if I can get it off there for you. Yeah, she's no longer on the rod cap. And, I'm sure the crank's pretty well fucked, but I don't know. That's the later stages. We'll have to pull the crank out of here and see what we're actually dealing with. Man, it's super unfortunate, but I'm gonna keep you guys updated on this build. If I have to pull more than half the rods and pistons out of here, I might as well just put Gen 4s in here in case I ever want to turbo it or add boost to it in the future. And especially if I had to pull the main caps off, you might as well stud them, you know. I'd like to get you guys a video of this thing ripping, because it was ripping. Like, this thing was rowdy for what it was. Just an NA motor is my estimate, around 400. Just launching it off the line, I knew that I had something until this thing went. So I'll post a video in the future when I get some new bearings. Maybe I'll do a video of putting bearings in. I know many people don't do videos about putting bearings in LS motors because you normally don't have to, and I'm one of those unfortunate people to where I'm gonna have to, and hopefully I don't have to get a new crank, but I'm 75% sure that I probably will. I'm gonna try to make this as speedy as I can, but it takes time, guys. If you like what you see, subscribe for more, hit the thumbs up, drop a comment. Thanks.